Welcome back guys, it's JDog here at SeekaHost, and today we're going to be going through how you can make yourself a modded server here with SeekaHost, and also how you're able to join on with it by adding the mods to your PC as well. And if you haven't got a server with us already, head on over, we've got a 25% off discount using the code 25off, and you can get a 25% off your first server. Once you have got all that arranged, we're going to start with the default server right here, so this is how you're going to start if you've just got yourself a brand new server. It's going to work the same way if you have got different servers also. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is actually choose what type that you want. By that I mean whether you're going to choose a Fabric server or you're going to choose a Forge server. Once you've made your decision, just go ahead and stop the server itself, because before you change anything file-wise or delete anything, you want to make sure that it's stopped so it doesn't corrupt the files. Once stopped, come over to Files, then FTP File Access. Once you're logged in, you can simply select All, and at this point, if you do have a world that you want to back up, I would suggest downloading it by simply highlighting it and then downloading it, or zipping it and then downloading it. So let's just go and hit delete and delete all the old server files because we don't need them. By loading up the new Forge file or Fabric, we're going to create all the files and folders that we need. Now, one bit of advice here is that if it doesn't delete and it times out, because Multicraft only has a certain amount that it's allowed to delete, especially if you're running a Bedrock server, that's going to have loads of files, so you're going to have to use something like FileZilla. To use FileZilla, you go to Files, FTP File Access, and you use that information to log into FileZilla. FileZilla is a completely free program. You just use it to connect using your FTP information with your host, your username, your password, and your port. Once you've connected, and obviously I've deleted all my files, but there would be files here, you can simply drag, highlight them all, and then delete them all. Another way of doing this as well is going to Setup. You can then select Clean Mods Directories and Plugins, and then delete all server files. Either way, once you've chosen one of them options, you have now deleted all your server files, and you need to choose your jar. So for this instance, we're going to be using a Forge 1.12.2 jar, just because there's a lot of mods for that. Of course, choose the one that's going to work for you and the one that suits the mods that you want to use. Now that we have our server configured, let's start the server back up, and that will now create our Forge folders and files and the mod folder. So whilst that's going on, let's head over to CurseForge and let's select a mod. So let's go to Minecraft first and just try and look for a mod. I'm going to try and find one with no dependencies. Dependencies are mods that it's going to need. So whenever you download a mod, always come over to the relations and just check that it doesn't need any other mods to work. If it does, then download them too, because it will need them to work. As you can see here, clumps, which adds all of your experience orb balls into one clump rather than having them spread out everywhere. That is a standalone mod, so we only need one mod. So don't actually go straight to download, click on the Minecraft versions and then select the one that's going to suit you. So obviously for 1.12.2, I'm going to be selecting that, and then I'm going to be choosing the latest release for 1.12.2. And then just go ahead and download your mod, or mods depending on how many mods you're adding. Go ahead and keep, and like I'd always advise, try one mod at a time, or try it on your single player first, just to make sure they work. So if you add 10 mods altogether, you're not going to be sure which one has not worked if it crashed. So it's always better to go one by one with the mods, and then if you do get a crash, you can just delete the last mod that you added. Either way, I'm only going to be using one mod this time because it'll work the same with multiple ones. So we've got our mod. Let's head back to our Multicraft over here, and we're going to stop it now because we've started it. It's created all our folders and files, so all we need to do now is actually upload the mod into the file, into the folder. To do this, we're going to go to Files, we're going to go to FTP File Access. Again, this can be used with FileZilla or any other FTP clients that you do use, and I would suggest it, especially if you're uploading multiple mods or large mods. It's going to be much better than using the FTP File Access online. Either way, we're going to head over to the mod folder, and as you can see, we have nothing in there because we haven't loaded any mods. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go to Upload, we're going to choose File. From our Downloads folder, you can see that we have our mod here, so I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to go to Submit. Here it will tell you if it's been transferred over okay. If it says that it hasn't been transferred over because the file is too large, you're simply going to do it with FileZilla. To do that, connect to your server files are on the right hand side, double click on Mods, and then you can simply drag and drop it over from your PC. So let's say I wanted tech guns as well, I'm going to drag and drop it into this side. With our mod on, we can go ahead and start the server. This is now everything that you need to do server wise. Of course, like I said, do them one by one if you have got multiple mods and you want to add quite a lot, just to make sure that the server doesn't crash. Whilst this is opening, let's get to how we can actually join it with our Minecraft now, because we've downloaded the right mod. As we can see, the ticks just come up, so our server's up and running with that mod. Now we also need to add that mod to our PC. Now if you have already got your Forge version or your Fabric version already loaded, it's simply a case of going to your search bar if you're running Windows, doing % app data, and then press enter to open that file. From there you can go to Minecraft, you can go to mods and then simply upload it to this file. Now this is again if you have already uploaded the Forge server jar to your computer and to your Minecraft and you've done that already. If you haven't, I have got a separate video that we'll leave a link for or popping up on the screen right now, and that will also show you how to install a Forge jar to your Minecraft on your PC. Now a much easier way of actually doing this is going and downloading the CurseForge launcher. Now to download this, simply go onto CurseForge.com, try and download any mod and it will try and redirect you to download this. So you'll be starting like this. If you have just downloaded it, just go over to Minecraft. You're going to have an empty page here because you don't have any mod packs, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom profile. Call this whatever you like. I'm going to call it Clumps because that's what the mod is, and select the version that's going to go with the mods that you're downloading. Then choose whether it's Forge or Fabric. Of course Fabric is actually for the newer type version, so it's not going to be available for 1.12.2, and then go to create. Once you've created it, open up the profile and you can add your mod one of two ways. So if we go to add more content there, and if we search for Clumps, we should be able to find it this way around, and we have, so we can go ahead and install that. To do it manually, if you can't actually find the mod on here, go to the three dots, go to open folder, and then go to mods right there, and then just copy and paste any mods into this folder. They'll then appear on this screen right here for your CurseForge. So now it's just a case of pressing play once you have added the exact mods that you have on your server onto your CurseForge launcher on this profile. We can then go ahead and play and join on the server. Now I've got to say this is much easier than installing the Forge jar now, because I've done that, so it can have problems with some people's computers, so I really do recommend using the CurseForge launcher. It's absolutely free, and as you can see, I haven't had to download Forge. It's simply done all of that for me, added the mod, and we can now join and play. One thing to also check is just check the actual jar type just to make sure that it's the same. So we have Clumps 3.1.2, and then if we go to our FTP file access to check out the mod, we also have 3.1.2. So both of our jars are corresponding, they're both the same jars. So as the mods are matching on our server and our PC, we should be able to join. So with that all loaded up, let's go to multiplayer, add server, add in your address and press OK. Then you're going to see that your server has now popped up. If we click this join server, we should now be able to join on. We also had the tick to say that we have the corresponding mods in the right server jar, and as you can see, we've now loaded up on the world just fine. You can also go to your mods folder and just make sure that it has actually loaded, and as you can see there, we have Clumps 3.1.2. So thanks for watching. For any more assistance, check out our other YouTube videos. We have got a new YouTube channel which we're transferring all the videos over, so if you were on our old channel, head on over here and subscribe as well. You're going to get a lot more Minecraft content. So we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.